pen down. Pen. Good afternoon. Welcome to VANIK-IAS. We'll discuss current affair of 26 May. First, we'll discuss some objective questions, then prelim facts, and then some mains topic. So, first statement: consider the following statements with reference to monkeypox disease. Consider the following statement with reference to monkeypox disease. First is vaccines for smallpox eradication also provide protection against monkeypox. Second, it occurs primarily in tropical rainforest areas of Central and West Africa and is occasionally found in other regions. Okay, here both statements are correct. There is no particular treatment for smallpox disease, but vaccines for monkeypox disease, but smallpox eradication vaccines also work in case of monkeypox, and it is endemic to Nigeria. So second statement is also it is endemic to Nigeria. Endemic to Nigeria. So far as monkeypox is concerned. It is also called as zoonotic disease. Right? It's a zoonotic disease. Zoonotic disease means those diseases that come from animal. For example, Zika virus, COVID virus, they come from some animals, right? Similarly, monkeypox disease also it is a zoonotic disease, and it is coming from monkeys or apes, right? It is coming from monkeys or apes to human being, so it is it called as monkeypox. So here both the statements are right. It can be it is smallpox vaccine can be used for smallpox vaccine. They can be used for monkeypox, and it is seen in rainforest, tropical rainforest of West Africa and Central Africa. Okay. Next. Examine the following statements and incorrect. Choose the incorrect statements. Which are the incorrect statements? Question is which of the following statements are incorrect? Right. Incorrect statement. First statement. There has been a net increase in the mangrove cover in the country compared to 2019 assessment. Yes, it is right. Compared to 2019, the forest cover has increased. Right. Compared to 2019, the forest cover has increased. And mangrove cover has also increased compared to 2019. Maharashtra and Odisha saw significant increase in mangrove cover mainly due to natural regeneration. Yes, Odisha has also Odisha and Maharashtra both have seen significant increase in the mangrove cover. The overall forest cover has also increased. Right. And remember another thing, Madhya Pradesh MP has the largest area under forest cover. So here all the two options are incorrect. As the which if the question is which are incorrect, here both are correct. So neither 1 and 2 are incorrect. Right. Neither 1 and 2 statements are incorrect. There is increase in mangrove cover, increase in total forest cover, and in Madhya Pradesh the amount of forest is highest. In the latest monetary policy RBI has decided to introduce standing deposit facility. What is this standing deposit facility? It has recommended to introduce standing deposit facility. Who has recommended it? It is recommended by Urjit Patel Committee, Raghuram Rajan Committee, Rajesh Verma Committee, Raja Chelaya Committee. See, this is this is recommended by Urjit Patel Committee. He has also recommended about Monetary Policy Committee, MPC, which has 6 members and that controls the inflation. They have also recommended standing deposit facility. Standing deposit facility. This is another instrument to reduce inflation. Right. It is another tool to reduce inflation. It is at interest rate of 3.75% usually. Usually it is less around 20 basis point less than the repo rate. Right, it is 20 basis point less than the repo rate. It is by RBI, and there is no collateral is required. Right, there is without any collateral. It is observing liquidity without any collateral. Without any collateral. It is observing liquidity instrument without any collateral, and it is 25% less basis point than the repo rate, right? And this is used to control inflation, and this is recommended by Urjit Patel Committee. Consider statements regarding Mudra Yojana. Mudra loans are collateral based. No, there is no collateral is required for Mudra Yojana. Remember, with a noted mortgage, you can take a Mudra Yojana to establish a small scale industry or medium scale industry. There are 3 types of Mudra Yojanas. For example, your uh, Shishu, Kishore, Tarun. There are various types of Mudra Yojana. Right. Next, both individual and companies are eligible borrowers. Yes, both individual and companies are eligible borrowers. Jandhan accounts which are overdrafted up to 5,000 such are also classified as the Mudra loans. Yes, they are also classified as Mudra loan. The full form of Mudra is Micro Units Development and Refinance Agency Limited. Micro Units Development and um, Refinance Agency Limited. That is Mudra Yojana. See, there are 3 products. One is Sisu, whose limit is covering up to 50,000, and there is Kishore, whose limit is up to that is 50k to 5 lakh. Kishore. Then there is Tarun. Tarun will be from 5 lakh to 10 lakh. Shishu, Kishore, Tarun. Right. Okay. So here 2 and 3 options are right. No collateral will be required. No mortgage will be required to take a Mudra loan. Remember. It is coming under Ministry of MSME. There is another scheme. Remember, SPIN scheme. SPIN is also a loan under MSME to for the waivers. SPIN is for waivers to give a small scale loans. SPIN. Then Pradhan Mantri. There is another PM Samriddhi से स्वनिधि. Samriddhi से स्वनिधि. This is the small scale loan for street vendors. Swanithi से Samriddhi for small scale loan for street vendors by the government. Which is the following beneficiary of PM Bakshas Yojana? Scheduled caste, denotified tribes, Safai Karmachari, including waste pickers. Who will be the beneficiary of PM Daksha? See, PM Daksha. This is a scheme of Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. It is under Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Right. Why? This the full form of PM Daksha is Pradhan Mantri Dakshata or Kushalta संपन्न हितग्राही प्रधानमंत्री पीएम दक्षता दक्षता और कुशलता संपन्न हितग्राही. This is the full form of PM Dux. It's a mobile app to make skill development, right? This is related to skill development. Why? Skill development of those people, like those who belongs to scheduled caste, denotified tribes, and safai karmacharis to their to give them further skill to increase their livelihood. Right? Further skill to increase their livelihood opportunities. So here all the above are the answers. Yadadri model of environment management, it is related to afforestation. Yadadri model of environment related, this is related to afforestation. C is the answer. Next, we will discuss some prelim specs. Just a second. Okay. What is Terminator tank support system? Terminator tank support system. A Terminator or the Boyovaya Messina Podaraxi Tankov BPMT is a tank support fighting vehicle developed by Russia. Terminator tank support system is developed by Russia. Right? Russia has also developed Sarmat 28, the intercontinental ballistic missile. Right? It was also in news. The tank support vehicles are designed to protect Russian tanks against any enemy infantry. This will protect Russian tanks against any enemy infantry. They are basically a replacement for mechanized infantry troops in the urban battlefield. The replacement of mechanized infantry troops for urban battlefield. This is a to support Russian tanks. The Terminator tank support system is used to protect Russian tanks from enemy infantry. Where have the Russian deployed it? Russia, the operational company, Russia's only operational company, BMTT, Terminator tank support vehicles, has likely deployed to the Severodonetsk axis of the Donbass offensive. According to British appreciation of intelligence input, several independent sightings of the Terminators, their presence suggests that Central Grouping of Forces (CGF) is involved in this attack, which is the only Russian army formation fielding this vehicle. So, CGF, the Central Grouping of Forces, that is a Russian group army formation, is fielding this vehicle, that is Terminator tank system developed by Russia to protect Russian tanks against enemy infantry. What kind of weapons does Terminator have? The list of potent weaponry that Terminator is equipped, which includes 40, 40 into 130-meter Ataka T GWS launchers, 230-meter. This information is not necessary. There is grenade launchers, there is machine gun, 2000 rounds, autocannons, right? So it is very high powerful tank system. Okay. So this is primarily developed by Russia Terminator tank system to protect Russian tanks. The weapons are capable of firing multiple directions in a quick succession. In multiple directions they can fire, suppressing firepower to prevent any attempt to take out tank columns being protected. The BPMD destroys targets such as infantry personnel carrying tank weapons, as well as lightly and heavily armored tanks. Like tanks, BPMD can put alternative uses to and can provide protection to infantry and to convoys. So it can provide protection to infantry. Why? Because it can fire in multiple directions in quick succession. Right? Suddenly it can fire in multiple directions. Right? What are its other features? The VPMT has fast voting public domain during Russian Arms Expo held in Nizhny Tagil 2013. Guerrilla welfare tactics used by Chechen fighters. Right, Chechen province there are Muslims in Chechen province. They are fighting against the Russia. Mm, right, Chechnya war in 1995 led to deployment of this weapon system, as many Russian tanks were lost during the War One fighting. Right. The Terminator initial version of VPMT and the new version of VPMT 72 are based on the chassis of T-72 tank and are produced by Russian company Bhagan Javod. The Terminator's latest upgrade is equipped with fragmenting ammunition, which are essential to target enemy infantry, which lies in way to destroy the tanks. A single Terminator can replace two conventional VMPs in an infantry platform. So it is very efficient. It can fight in multiple direction. It can replace two conventional tanks. So it is to protect. It will protect the Russian tanks. Okay. Then monkeypox disease. Monkeypox disease. It is in news, right? It is very important. Monkeypox is a type of orthopox virus, which is genus viruses. Also includes variola virus, which causes smallpox. Right. So it is it is said that it can be treated by smallpox vaccine. Recently, we have discussed that it can be treated by smallpox vaccine, although it is not smallpox, which is used by using smallpox vaccine. Monkeypox causes symptoms similar to smallpox, although they are less severe. Smallpox are less severe, but monkeypox is more severe. They are similar symptoms, right? While vaccination eradicated smallpox worldwide in 1980, monkeypox causes to continue occur in swath of countries in Central and West Africa. Especially it is limited to Central and West Africa, especially Nigeria. Right? It has occasion sort of elsewhere. According to World Health Organization, two distinct clade are classified. West African clade and Congo Basin clade are known as Central African clade. So it is especially it can be treated by the vaccine that is allowed for that is used for smallpox. It has similarity between smallpox and monkeypox, but although symptoms are similar, but it is very severe. It is more severe, monkeypox is more severe than smallpox. Usually they are seen in the Central and West Africa, that is in Nigeria. Then it is a zoonotic disease, right? It comes from the apes or monkeys. That's why it is monkeypox. Zoonotic disease. Monkeypox is a zoonosis. That's a disease that is transmitted from infected animals to human. Monkeypox is a zoonosis, that is a disease that is transmitted from infected animals to human beings. Right? According to WHO, according to WHO, that is like your, for example, Zika virus, COVID virus. These are all zoonotic diseases. In WHO, cases occur in tropical rainforest inhabited by animals that carry the virus. Monkeypox virus infection can be detected in squirrels, gummy-posed rats, dormice, and some species of monkeys. Right, so it is detected in squirrels, gummy-posed rats, dormice, and some species of monkeys. Human to human transmission is, however, limited. Right, human to human transmission is limited. the longest documented chain of transmission is 6 generation. Means last person to be infected in this chain was 6 link away from the original sick person. Right? Human to human transmission is limited. Transmission when occurs can be through contact of body fluids, lesions and in the skin on internal mucosal surfaces, surface, mouth or throat, respiratory droplets or contaminated objects. By these things, especially like your COVID virus, they can be transmitted by bodily fluids. Monkeypox disease symptoms. What are the symptoms? Similarly, like your smallpox. The severe headache, fever, headache, muscle aches, backache, exhaustion, right? All these things are the symptoms of monkeypox disease. They also causes lymph nodes to swell, which smallpox does not. Also causes lymph node to swell, right? Lymph node also swells. The incubation period from that is monkeypox is usually 7 to 14 days, but it can range 5 to 21 days. So it is, but can range. So it has a potential is more than even the COVID vaccine, COVID virus. Usually within day to 3 days of the onset of the fever, the patient develops a rash that begins on the face and spreads all the other parts of the body. So it's generally develops rashes. The skin eruption stage can last between 2 to 4 weeks, during which lesions harden and become painful. Fill out the fast with a clear fluid and then push, and then develop scars and crusts. So lesions develop after the skin eruption. According to WHO, the proportion of patients who die varied from between 0 to 11% of the documented cases, and has been higher among the young children. It is higher among the young children. Tomato fever is also in Kerala. That is also highest among the young children. There is no safe preventive treatment to monkeypox yet. So that develop lesions and it has more incubation period than the COVID-19. It causes the similar symptoms like your same smallpox, and it is more severe than smallpox. It also causes the lymph nodes to swell, right? So there are the various symptoms and of smallpox. There is yes, vaccines of smallpox eradication are also protection for monkeypox. So those vaccines which are used for smallpox, they can be used for monkeypox, as both have similar type of symptoms. Okay. Newer vaccines have been developed which have been approved for monkeypox. The antiviral agent developed for the treatment of smallpox also has been licensed for monkeypox. So both can be taken. Occurrence of the disease. The CDC's monkeypox overview says that infection was fast during 1958. Following the two outbreaks of a fox-like disease in colonies of monkey kept in research, that's why it is taken in monkeypox. The first human case was recorded in 1970 in Democratic Republic of Congo. 1970 in Congo, it is seen during a period of intensified effort to eliminate smallpox. Right? It is seen in 1970s in Congo while while working for smallpox. According to WHO, 15 countries in 4 continents had so far reported confirmed cases of monkeypox. Around 15 countries in 4 continents have seen monkeypox. Locally occurred cases have been confirmed in the DRC, which are Democratic Republic of Congo, which has largest incidence of in the world. Central African Republic, Republic of Congo, Gabon, Cameroon, Nigeria, right, Cote d'Ivoire, and Liberia and Sierra Leone. In all these countries of Central America and Central Africa, African countries, this monkeypox has been witnessed. Imported cases have been found in South Sudan and Benin, Africa, United States, UK, Israel, and Singapore. So it is seen in Sudan, Africa, United States, Israel, and Singapore. Imported cases, that means those people, some people have visited, gone to this Africa and taken this monkeypox vaccine virus to these countries, right? So this is. So it is first discovered in 1958. It is called as monkeypox. It is first seen in Democratic Republic of Congo, primarily seen in Africa, then that is transported to other regions of the world. seen in 14 countries of the world. Okay. How recommendation of the 14th Finance Commission of India enable the states to improve their fiscal position. Right. So here is the assessment of 14th Finance Commission. Recently, the 14th Finance Commission has already given their recommendation, that is constituted by N.K. Singh as its chairman. Right. Still, how 14th Finance Commission changed the fiscal position of the states? Why it is primarily discussed? Because we know that the previous Finance Commission, like 13th Finance Commission, that increased from 32%, right, to 42%, right, for almost more than 10% increased. It is a significant increase of divisible pool. So that by that the requirement of states, the amount of funds received by the state from central government almost double than the previous years. So in such a situation, let's analyze what are the implications of 14th Finance Commission. The 14th Finance Commission was constituted by President under Article 280. Remember, under Article 280, President constitute Finance Commission, which is a constitutional body. Finance Commission is a constitutional body to make a recommendation for the period of 2015 and 20. Dr. Y.V. Reddy was appointed as chairman of the commission. Y.V. Reddy is appointed as the chairman of the commission. Finance Commission is a constitutional body created to address the issues of horizontal imbalances in the federal finances of India. In India, we see various inequalities, intrastate inequalities existed, right? Exists because there is always geographical inequality, economic inequality, right? Political inequality also is there. So this finance commission that is to create a balance between among the states. That is to induce competitive federalism, and reducing the intrastate mm, reducing the intrastate inequality, right? The 14th Finance Commission enabled the states to improve their fiscal position in following ways. Share in center's divisible pool. The 14th Finance Commission recommended to increase the share of states in the center's divisible tax to 40% from 32%. This will enhance the states' autonomy in deciding the expenditure priorities. Right. So it has increased. In 14th Finance Commission has increased the price of increase the share of states from 32% to 42%. Right. It is a centrally sponsored scheme. The Commission also recommended 8 centrally sponsored schemes to be delinked from the support from the center. The state will be sharing higher fiscal responsibility and autonomy to implement the development initiatives. Right. 8 centrally sponsored schemes to be delinked from support from the center. Right. So centrally sponsored scheme, they will be delinked from support from the center. That means it will be up to the states whether they want to implement such schemes or not. Taxation. The Commission has recommended that tax devolution should be primary source of transfer from to states. Tax devolution should be primary source of transfer to the funds to the states. It would increase the flow of unconditional transfers and give states more flexibility. So it is one type of decentralization. State will enjoy autonomy to spend where the money they want. Grants. Transfer were proposed including grants to rural and urban bodies, performance grant along with grants for disaster relief and revenue deficit. Performance grant. If somebody is performing very good regarding disaster, and they will get also performance grants. These transfers total approximately 53 lakh crore from the period 2015 to 20. Compensation. The Commission recommended compensating states fully for 3 years if they are losing any in case of GST. After the GST implementation, if somebody is losing, the Commission initially has given the recommendation that they should be given full amount. The Commission suggested that 100% compensation should be paid in the states in the first, second, and third years, 75% compensation in the fourth year, and 20% compensation in the fifth and final year of implementation of GST. They also recommended the creation of autonomous and independent GST compensation fund through legislative action. That means if any state is losing the revenue of GST, then central government will give them the compensation. Conclusion. The Finance Commission recommendations will reform the state finances, which will assume greater significance in macroeconomic management as the fiscal deficit of state governments reach unsustainable levels. Or fiscal deficit, that is the government loans, which should remain within 4 to 6%. That is should remain at or approximately at 3 to 3.5%, has increased a lot, especially in case of states, because there is there is no in fiscal policy of the states are unsustainable, and there is unsustainable fiscal deficit that is much more than the 3.5%. After the recommendation, states will get autonomy in deciding their expenditure priority, which will enhance the spirit of balancing wheel of fiscal federalism. Okay. Next, we'll discuss the main topic, that is regarding Pangang So Lake. Pangang So Lake. The Ministry of External Affairs has confirmed that China is building a second breeze on the Pangang So Lake, not far from site of one of the most intense friction points in the border standoff began in May 2020. So China is building a second breeze on the Pangang So Lake. Second breeze in the Pangang So Lake. The second bridge is still under construction. Is a permanent structure. A previous bridge which came up around in January seemed to have built to facilitate work on the new one. After completion, the second bridge will allow swift movement of the armored vehicles on the north and south banks of the Pangang So. Right. So China is developing infrastructure near the border of the Pangang So Lake, which has been a disputed territory. In Pangang So Lake, this is especially present in Ladakh, and there is Indian government has 1/3 of the area that is under Indian government, and 2/3 of the area is under the Chinese government. Right. After building the fast bridge about 400 meters long and 8 meters wide on the Pangang So, close to the friction areas in north bank of the lake, that is Chashul subsector of South Banks, China started constructing a border bridge next to it few months back. So China is developing a bridge um, in the Pangang So Lake, right, which is 400 meters long and on the north bank of the lake. The site of the bridge is around 20 km off east of Finger 8 of Lake of the North Bank, which the line of actual control passes. Actually, however, the actual distance by road is more than 35 km between the bridge site and Finger 8. So they have developed a bridge because there is a distance of around 35 km. The construction site is just east of an old ruin called as Khurnak Fort, right? Khurnak Fort, that is near the Khurnak Fort is near the Pangang So Lake, where China has major frontier defense bases. China calls it Rotong country, right? This is called as Rotong country, where China has major frontier defense bases near the Khurnak Fort. Okay. Next, It has a frontier defense company at the Konark port. Further east, water squadron deployed in Bamjonghang, Banmojhang. So, frontier company at Konark port, where it has defense bases. The water squadron deployed at Banmojhang. Although it is being developed in the territory under China's control in 1958, the exact point is just west of India's claim line. It means India considered at its own territory, right? In those territories, undisputed territory between India and China, India considered at its own territory those areas. Ministry of External has last stated that considered large the area is illegally occupied by China, right? Ministry said that the area is illegally occupied by China. The Pangong is a 130-kilometer long landlocked lake. India has around 45 kilometers of Pangong under its control, while China has more than two-thirds. Remember, India has 45 kilometers of Pangong Lake under its control, while China has two-thirds. Remember, there is no vegetation in the Pangong because that is an area of extreme temperature. So, China is aggressive nation. China is a land-grabbing country. So, while China is concerned, we have disputed region in Arunachal Pradesh, there is disputed region in Sichuan, right? There is also disputed in the Pangong. So, China is heavily, it is become an aggressive state. In case of Indo-Pacific also, it is being aggressive. That's why there is Quad, there is the all of our countries coming together like Japan, Australia, and US, and against China because it is becoming highly aggressive country. How will this construction will help China? The main objective of these bridges is faster movement of troops, including mechanized force, heavy weapons, military vehicles. The bridges are one of the narrowest point on the lake close to LAC. So that will help in movement of troops, right? If any emergency, in case of any emergency, that will help in movement of troops, including mechanized forces, heavy weapons, military vehicles. The bridges are at one of narrowest point lake close to LAC. The construction is a direct outcome of the ongoing standoff began in the May 2020, which catalyzed construction of infrastructure by both sides across the entire 3,488 km along the LAC. So China is developing its border infrastructure significantly near the border after the May 2020, but after the disputed arise between both India and China. Why this location? The location has to do with the operation of the Indian Navy, Indian Army in Myanmar in August 2020, which allowed India gain some leverage on negotiation and resolve the standoffs. Right. India gained some leverage in the negotiation and resolve the standoff. Indian troops outmaneuvered the PLA to occupy the heights of Kailash range in the Chulbul subsector of South Bank, Hong Kong. So they are Indian troops that outmaneuvered the PLA army. That's why it is developing the infrastructure. The position allowed India to dominate the strategically significant Spangor Gap. Spangor Gap that is significant, very strategically important regarding their program. So, which could be used to launch offensive as China has done in 1962. India has got a direct view of China's Moldo garrison. This was a cause of immense concern from the Chinese. So India got a direct view from the Spangor Gap where India has in that war India has advantage. After this operation, Indian Army also readjusted the lake's north bank to position themselves along the Chinese position. So in the north bank, the Indian Army has positioned themselves giant position. The north bank has one of the fast friction points to come up in May 2020. During this jostling, warning shots were fired from the fast time from both sides. A fast in over 4 decades. Also, some certain areas in South Bank, troops and tanks were positioned just a few hundred meters apart, creating a dangerous eyeball-to-eyeball standoff. So it has happened in 2020. The two sides finally agreed to pull back troops from these areas in February last year after spending a harsh winter in those heights. China is building those bridges close to the theater of action. Sources suggest that new bridge will allow Chinese troops to slash travel time from 12 hours at the moment around 4 hours. So China is developing infrastructure, and this will give advantages to Chinese regarding reducing the traveling time. But India has dominated the positions, and after that conflict in 2020 by strategically the important Spanggur gap, it has occurred the Spanggur gap, which is very useful, which can be useful to launch an offensive as China has done in 1962. Right? Spanggur gap, remember? Okay. What has been India's response? Official India's response is that the site of Greece is under illegal occupation of China. According to Ministry of External Officials of External Affairs, this is in illegal occupation of China, and it is monitoring all the Chinese activities closely. According to MEA, it has been reports that a base being constructed by China in Pongang Lake alongside its earlier bridge. Both these bridges are in areas that have continued to be under illegal occupation of China since 1960s, right? They are under illegal occupation of China. India has never accepted such illegal occupation of its territory, nor have it accepted unjustified Chinese claim of such construction activities. So India is forced. This is India is informing that these areas are disputed territory, and China should not develop any infrastructure in the disputed territory. In 2021, over 100 projects were completed by the Border Road Organization (BRO). 100 projects are completed in 2021, most of which are close to China border. India is also improving surveillance among the LAC, apart from building new airstrips and landing areas. So India has also, as a countermeasure to increase its defense capabilities against China's aggressiveness, India has developed around 100 projects that will help in our defending our sovereignty. Okay, what is the current situation of the standoff? While several frictions have been resolved, discussions are on the regarding the three remaining areas. What are the regarding three remaining areas? India and China pulled out the troops back from patrolling point 14 in Galwan Valley in June 2020 after the fatal clashes in Galwan Valley. Both of the troops they have taken back, both Indian and China. Okay. Then they disengaged from the north and south banks of Pongang. Disengaged from the north and south banks of Pongang in February 2021, and from PP-17A near Gogra post in August. But negotiations have been stopped since then. There is no negotiation, and they have not completely pulled back from the disputed areas. The corps commanders from both sides have met 15 times since the standoff began. The last meeting was in March. The dates for the next round of talks is still awaited. China has a platoon size strength of PLA troops in the Indian side, LSC at PP-15 in the hot spring area, also called as Chinese civilians. They have peace tents on the Indian side of Charding Nala, which makes LSC in a Demchok. They have peace tents on the Indian side on the Charding Nala. Further north and closer to Karakoram Pass, Chinese troops continues to block Indian soldiers in an area called as bottleneck in Depsang Plain. This allowing them to access India's traditional patrolling limits of PP-10 and PP-10, PP-11. So there is also opposition near the Karakoram Pass. Chinese troops continue to block Indian soldiers in the area. Both sides have handed over 50,000 troops in each region. Have over 50,000 troops in the region in the depth areas, along with additional air defense assets, artillery, tanks, and weapons. So this has become a hotbed of Asian geopolitics. There is China is dominating in those areas, in certain areas, in India also dominating in certain areas. There is dispute in both the countries that are not resolved. There is no talk since March. So near Karakoram Pass also they have blocked Indian soldiers to India's traditional patrolling limits like PP10 or PP11. So the disputes are going and they are not resolved. So now, though, so far as Asia's geopolitics is concerned, the conflict between India and China is getting increased. Right. So today the lecture ends here, and like this video, share this video, subscribe to VANIK-IAS Academy. Thank you.